Welcome to this Let's Play of Final Fantasy IV. The first SNES, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, game of the Final Fantasy series, after the first three being on the NES. Final Fantasy IV was the starting place for a lot of people into the Final Fantasy series back in the day, in the early 90s. North America did not receive Final Fantasy II and III at first. So, to North America and everywhere else in the world besides Japan, this was the second Final Fantasy game. And they even called it, when they released it, here in North America at least, they released it as Final Fantasy II, because it was North America's second Final Fantasy. And with this game being on the SNES, a more powerful system than the NES, and at this point, Square and the Final Fantasy team, they had 3 games under their belt going into this. This really is an upgrade from Final Fantasy I in a lot of ways. And it's just a game where people could fall more in love with. The SNES is a big step from the NES, and it really seems like those days of early video games, from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s to the early 2000s, video games were just rapidly evolving, right? So yes, just like all the other Pixel Remaster games, this is my second playthrough of Final Fantasy IV. My first playthrough was not the Pixel Remaster. For the version of Final Fantasy IV I played for my first exposure to Final Fantasy IV was the PSP version. I bought Final Fantasy IV, the complete collection, digitally on PSP. It's a funny story, because I actually ordered the physical game online. It was like $40-something, which really wasn't bad. I wouldn't think it would be bad. Yeah, Final Fantasy IV, the complete collection. It came with Final Fantasy IV, obviously, Final Fantasy IV, the After Years, and exclusive to that package was Final Fantasy IV Interlude, which is really just a short game that takes place in between Final Fantasy IV and Final Fantasy IV: The After Years. I really feel it was just made just to give the PSP version more of a reason for people to buy. Wasn't too impressed with it. Wasn't too impressed with After Years either. And you know what? I'm gonna say it. I really wasn't too impressed with Final Fantasy IV. And I think, kind of like Final Fantasy III, which I also played on PSP. Honestly, I think I just had maybe a little bit of a bad exposure to my first playthrough of Final Fantasy IV. The PSP version for this game, it wasn't like Final Fantasy III, where that was a 3D game. But with DS graphics, I didn't really love the aesthetic of that. And Final Fantasy IV it still had sprites, it was still pixels, I suppose. Or maybe not. Maybe it wasn't even pixels; it was just 2D and sprites. But I didn't really love the aesthetic of that. Something about it was I didn't really like as much as the aesthetic of the Final Fantasy Origins games that were for PS1. Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2, the versions on there. Ultimately, I think that all just plays a little bit into it. After playing the Pixel Remaster of Final Fantasy 3, I definitely do appreciate and just straight up like the game more now than what I did with the 3D version. I don't really see there being as much of a difference here. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is true. Like, just call me crazy, call me a weirdo, but as things stand right now, I like Final Fantasy 1 and 2 more than 3 and 4. That is yeah, I definitely get the sense that is an unpopular opinion, especially with Final Fantasy 2. But yeah, Final Fantasy 4 really didn't speak to me too much. And I wasn't crazy about it. But I'm excited to play the Pixel Remaster version. And we'll see how this goes. So let's dive in here. New game, and here we go. But I will say for this game, the beginning, the start of this game did have a lot of potential. But I think it drops the ball. It ends up dropping the ball very early, and we'll get to all that. Captain, we will arrive at Baron shortly. Very well. How old is Cecil in this game? I always got the sense he was older, like in his mid-20s. But I've kind of gotten the information somewhat recently that he might be younger than I would have initially thought. The captain seems kind of cold. The captain seems kind of down. After what we did, who wouldn't be? Orders are orders, but killing innocent people to get the crystals isn't right. Damn, how could we just straight up kill those mages from Final Fantasy 1 and 2? I guess we spared that guy though. The Red Wings are supposed to protect people, not harm them. That's enough. But Captain, surely you don't condone what we've done. All of you, listen well. The raid on Mysidio was imperative for Baron's prosperity. The Mysidians know too much about the crystals. Their very possession of one is a threat to Baron. His Majesty ordered we obtain their crystal, and as soldiers of the Royal Air Force, we are sworn to obey. Captain, Captain! Monster sighted dead ahead! Prepare for battle. Final Fantasy IV, the after years, kind of retcons two of the crew members to be named Biggs and Wedge here, who will become a Final Fantasy staple later on in the series. So yeah, I couldn't... all I could do was watch. It was not playable. I guess it's just there to get you familiar with how battles will work in this game, because this is the game that introduces the ATB system, which I do definitely prefer over the traditional turn-based of the first three games. Ugh. Are you alright? We've got more hostiles! Damnation. Damnation. Why are y'all letting me fight this alone? Blue thing. Was that an item you used? A blue thing? Is everyone okay? All accounted for, sir. We've been encountering more monsters than ever lately. There's no end to them. Could it be some kind of omen? Captain, we are now approaching Baron. Very well. Prepare for landing. Well done. So the crystal is now ours. The Mysidians put up no resistance. In fact, they were completely defenseless. It is this pity I perceive. Come, Captain. His Majesty awaits. Is His Majesty a heavier set, kind of looking sprite king dude? If you'll excuse me, Captain, I must speak to His Majesty in private. Please wait here. I don't know if I like this voice I've given Bagan. Your Majesty, I'm afraid Cecil can no longer be trusted. He clearly questions your authority. He does! Your counsel is well heeded, Bagan. But so long as I obtain the crystals, Cecil's transgressions matter little. Send him in. Yes, Your Majesty. Captain, His Majesty summons you. The Kingdom of Baron hails your return. May I have the crystal? Yes, Your Majesty. Handed over the water crystal. It looks genuine to me, sire. It is beautiful to behold. You are dismissed, Cecil. Your Majesty. Yes? Captain, what is it? Your Majesty, forgive me, but what are your intentions regarding the crystals? My men are confused and displeased at their orders. And what of you? Do you question my command? No, I only ask. Silence! Do not think your treachery has slipped past me. I trusted you, Cecil, but you leave me no choice. I hereby relieve you of command of the Red Wings. Your Majesty! Now I charge you with another duty. Slay the phantom beast that plagues Mist Valley, and deliver this bomb ring to the village of Mist. You leave tomorrow at first light. Your Majesty, I beg you to reconsider. Cecil has done no wrong. Ah, Cain, if you are so concerned about your traitorous friend, you may accompany him. Your Majesty. Now take the ring and be gone. Bomb ring. That doesn't sound fishy. Your Majesty. I'm sorry, Cain. Once we've completed the mission, the king is bound to forgive us both. You'll command the Red Wings again in no time. Get some rest. Leave tomorrow's preparations to me. Oh, wow. On the PSP version, I don't know about the original version, but on the PSP version you cannot change the row of the character. If I left Cecil in the middle here, for an example, he would have to stay in the front row. I cannot put him in the back row if he's in the middle on the PSP version. The only way you could put someone in the back row is if you moved him here or here. And as you can see, the default for the game, if you move him to the second or fourth column, is put him in the back row. The default for the first, middle, and last row is the front row. I'm willing to wager, definitely, that the original game, that's how it was. It must be said, the original SNES game here in North America, I have heard they made it very easy. I guess they were concerned that the game could have been too hard for us North Americans, so they made it easier. And there was some content that was just straight up removed. Like Cecil, he's gonna have a special command. A command where he can do damage to himself to increase his attack as a Dark Knight. But they removed that from the North American version. So yeah, I guess they didn't think very highly of us back then. So I don't know. Like, if they did all that, maybe they could have, in theory, made it to where you could switch what row you wanted your character to be on in any column. But I have a feeling that's not the case. Maybe that would have been too much work to do that, and they just left it to where row 1, 3, 5, front row, 2, 4, back row. So how am I going to play this game? I'm going to play this game like it's how it's originally supposed to be. I'll try, you know what, after I finish this recording tonight, I need to make sure I do this. I'll try and watch a Let's Play or something, just to make sure about it. I don't think I'm going to really be put in a situation tonight where I'm going to have like a max party. And it'll really be a concern where I'll have to make a choice. Oh, do I want play this originally intended, or have everybody be in the back row if I want them to be. You know, I should just check out a Let's Play right now. What am I doing? I'll check a I'll check out a Let's Play right now here in a second. Yeah, right now here in a second. Oh, wait. Yep. I'm putting that in active. For all these ATV games, I always put it in active. Yeah, time stops when selecting items or magic. That's all it... Yeah, I'm just making it to where when I go to items and when I go to magic, time still flows for the enemies. Battle speed, ooh. Very slow, normal, fast, very fast, I don't know. What should I do? I feel like in previous games, this is replaced with like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the default's usually 3, and I move it up to 4. Let's do fast. Let's not be vicious. Let's do fast. I won't do very fast, but let's do fast. Battle messages. I'll leave that at normal though. I'll leave default speed on walk because I'm just a weirdo like that, and everything else should be fine. Just encounters, experience, and guild, like Final Fantasy 1. No extra weird stuff like in 2 and 3. I've heard rather disturbing rumors regarding the king lately. If you value your life, you'd best put the king and country before anything else. The king is most displeased. He will not see you until you have delivered the bomb ring to the village of Miss. Who am I? Did they even say like who I'm supposed to give this to? They just say deliver it to the village of Miss. I guess we just deliver it to the high-ups there. Miss Valley is northwest of Barren. And this is the normal music here. With you and our Commander Kane joining forces, nothing will be able to stop you. Hey, do you two want to help us and go? We have orders to do other stuff. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. What's wrong? I'm sorry to have dragged you into this. Don't be. I acted on my own free will. I mastered the dark sword on his... wrong character? I mastered the dark sword on His Majesty's orders. But it was to protect Baron, not to plunder. You're not to blame. I'm sure the king has his reasons. I envy you, Kane. I envy the path you chose. I suppose I could have attained a higher rank had I become a Dark Knight. My father was a dragoon, but he passed away when I was still young. I felt that I could keep some sort of connection with him if I became a dragoon as well. I didn't mean to bore you with my stories. Anyway, I don't need your concern. The only thing you should be concerned about is slaying that beast tomorrow. I don't want to be the only one pulling his weight. I'll give as good as you, rest assured. That's more like it. We should get some sleep. We rise early tomorrow. I'll see you in the morn. Whatever others may say, I trust the king. His Majesty is acting very strange lately. That mini-map is on. Okay, like in 3. We need to keep an eye out for any hidden passages. I wonder if the game's going to give them away like 3 did. The mini-map probably will in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. You are free to take the items from the storage room to help you on your mission. Please press the switch on the wall to open the door. Ooh, an ether. And a tent. Are those chests just there to tell the player, at least in Japan, I guess, when they first played this game, to tell them, hey look, ethers are back and so are tents. You're welcome. Dark sword, dark shield, dark gloves, dark helm, dark armor, everything is dark, because I am a goth. Can I leave? I don't think I can. Not right now. All is well, sir. A foreboding air surrounds the castle as of late. You leave early tomorrow. Please get some rest, sir. Nightfall is approaching, sir. Please remain inside the castle. I already have the sensation that this game is not going to have NPCs say the same thing at any time. Because that'll happen time to time with the NES Final Fantasies, is you'll be in a room full of NPCs and a lot of them will say the same exact thing. Cecil! Thank goodness you're alright. I was so worried. You left on such short notice. We're fine. I wish I could say the same for the Mysidians we slaughtered. Cecil! I'll come see you later, okay? Very well. I think that's the way I'm supposed to go. So let's go this way. Fair and sacred treasures rest behind this wall, but access to that chamber is forbidden. I guess that's why you're blocking the button, huh? Have you seen Sid? He ordered us to service the airships, but just up and disappeared. I think something's troubling him. We have to pull another all-nighter today. I'm so tired. Oh, don't tell the boss that I was grousing. This tower is off limits. Damn, for a high-ranking soldier here, I'm sure denied access to a lot of this castle. This song is pretty solid. Just wanted to mention that. I don't remember having many like personal favorites in this game, honestly, and I really don't for Final Fantasy 3 either. Like Final Fantasy 1 I have a few, Like, some of them are actual. Final Fantasy 1 has a couple of bangers. Final Fantasy 2. The songs I really like in Final Fantasy 2 aren't as good as a couple in Final Fantasy 1. But Final Fantasy 2 really has like 5 tracks I'm really quite fond of. And I wouldn't have said that before I played the Pixel Remaster. Like, before the Pixel Remaster, there's really only like one song that I really liked, but after playing the Pixel Remaster, like, I don't know, just all of a sudden 4 of them have become. I really like quite 4 of them. Well, 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 look who's back. Rosa was worried sick about you. Don't you ever do that to her again, you hear? So how are my airships? I'll bet you and your goons wrecked them up something awful. Me and my goons? Yeah, we gooned on the whole ship. Yep. It is something awful now. Awful and sticky. Hey, what's the matter with you, kiddo? Well... What? The king demoted you? What about the Red Wings? They'll be a mess without you. Come to think of it, the king's been acting peculiar for some time. His Majesty ordered me to build an airship for killing people. Everyone's worried about him. Ahoo! Be careful out there. Make short work of that mission and get back safe. Whoa, I have to start heading home. My daughter will kill me if I'm not back soon. I remember when I first played this game, almost 4 years ago, on the PSP. After that exchange, I got the impression Rosa was his daughter, because he was like so defensive of her. And then he ends that conversation with, "Oh, I need to get back to my daughter." So for a little while playing this game, I thought Sid was Rosa's father. But that is not the case. We just eat and laugh and try to forget about Mysidia. So much for the Red Wings' honor. I still can't believe what we did. Oh, my arm's broken. Captain. Oh, Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Haha, you all have to share a room. No wonder we all goon with each other. We really have no choice. Except for me, because I got my own room. Haha. Haha. We've locked up the Mysidian mages who opposed us, sir. You can talk to them through the bars. You won't get away with this. You hear me? See, we didn't kill them. Them disappearing was just a representation of us imprisoning them. Now, I guess it's all left up to a little bit of interpretation, but I don't know. I like to think Cecil and his army wouldn't have actually killed anybody if they could help it. But I mean, the game shows fucking mages disappearing, like, you know, that's supposed to indicate death. So I don't know. Like, maybe some just fought relentlessly back and they had to go, and everyone else we just captured and locked up. We didn't lock up like the head guy though. I guess he didn't oppose us, but it did kind of look like he would have, because we like shoved him against a wall. I do not expect you to spare us, but please return the crystal to Mysidia. You idiots don't know anything. The crystal isn't just any old jewel. And already, honestly, this castle seems more intricate than most of the castles and buildings of the first 3 games. How'd I do that? Black Magic Research Lab. Sleep. Sweet dreams, pal. Huh? Was it? You're not sleepy at all? Well, heck. What did I do wrong? We're diligently working to develop more spells for actual combat. Basic spells like fire and blizzard aren't powerful enough to defeat many monsters. But I do seem to remember hearing about more potent spells. Well, I think fire and blizzard worked just fine for a good little while. White magic research? Yeah. Rosa became a white mage for you, Cecil, to help you in any way she could. Please don't worry her too much. I'm currently studying basic white magic. The 4 levels of cure spells are Cure, Cura, Curaga, and Curaja. The king is brimming with vigor these days. I find it somewhat out of character. And Mysidia. Mysidia was a village in Final Fantasy II. Yeah. I've changed your seat, sir. I hear you depart early tomorrow morning. Good night. Ooh. I felt like in the other versions of this game, if you just got close enough to your bed, you go to sleep. They've actually added a prompt here. Which is nice, to help you not advance plot before you want to, because this is sort of a point of no return for this castle. But let's rest. Let's get a move on. What's happened to the king? He covets the crystals as though he's possessed. And it seems he'll resort to any means to get to them. Nevertheless, I can't defy him. How could I cross the man who raised Cain and me like his very own? The chivalrous knight whom I've adored and admired since childhood. I will not betray him. I can't. Cecil. What's going on? You just returned from Mysidia, and now you must journey afar to battle some phantom beasts? It's all too sudden. Everything's fine. Cecil, Look at me. And this is Rosa's theme. Is this the first ever Final Fantasy character to get a theme? I guess it's not, because I think Arya had her own theme in the last game. Arya, out of all the characters in the game, character that is only around for like 5 minutes and then is like completely forgotten about. Could there be any other characters that have their own theme in the first 3 games? I guess maybe you could count like the final boss fights that have their own theme music as them having their own themes, but I don't think that's the same thing. Rose is the first party member to have her own theme. There you go. Right, she definitely is, right? Yeah. Nobody in Final Fantasy 2 had their own theme, did they? I don't think so. In Mysidia, we killed innocent people to get to steal their crystal. It was horrible. But I suppose this is my fate as a dark knight. Soon I won't even feel remorse for my actions. You and I both know that will never happen. Still, I can't defy the king. I am a hopeless coward. The Cecil I know would never whimper like this. The Cecil I love. You leave for Mess early tomorrow, right? Yes, but don't worry. Kane's coming too. I'll be fine, trust me. Please come back to me in one piece. Thank you, Rosa. Though as a dark knight, you know we can never truly be together. So, are you ready for some real combat? Always. Lead the way. Hell yeah, brother! The beautiful theme of Final Fantasy. And so the Dark Knight, Cecil, was stripped of his command as captain of the Red Wings. He and the Master Dragoon Kane hid for the foggy valley and the village of Mist. I feel like this is the last time they actually played this song in-game, and every other time it's just during the end credits, with an exception here or there. The advent of the airship marked the realization of barren dreams, but also the birth of its militarism. Militarism. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. With its Royal Air Force, the Red Wings, Baron soon reigned supreme. Now as monsters multiply and stir unrest, Baron only exploits its power to collect the world's crystals. Why? Because he's a dick. That's why. The crystals merely shed their light in silence. Look, you can see the 2 moons that this world and this game have. You know, I couldn't remember if it was just like that for the after years, or for this game too. And we're on the world map. We got Kane and Cecil. Alright, I need to look up. I need to look up this shit right now. I'll look up Pro Jared's Final Fantasy IV Let's Play. Bear with me here. Yes, he did in fact play the original SNES version. Yeah, this might be harder than I thought. I don't think so. He hasn't changed the formation at all. He's just left it alone. But they're both in the front row. But so I'm gonna take that as yeah, you can't change their row in their column. You can only change their row by moving them to a new column. So I'm just gonna take it like that. Shit, by watching this Let's Play, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I would have thought to do this. Because watch. We can go to the town of Baron. I don't think I would have thought to do that. I don't think I would have noticed that, like, hey, there's houses beside the castle. That means there's villages. There's a village you can go to. Both sides should take me to the same village. You wish to go to Mist Valley? Then you must head to the cavern northwest of Baron. I wonder if I thought to do that in my first playthrough of this game. The king is gravely mistaken in ordering his men to master the dark sword. The door is locked. The Devil's Road leads to Mysidia, but it has remained closed since the Mysidians sealed their end. Baron once actively traded with Mysidia via this path, but it is no longer in use. The stairs over there lead to the training room. Being too reckless in battle can cost you your life. Here are some useful tips. First, to flee from battles. Rada. Second, some magic spells can be cast on multiple targets. During battle, press the left directional button to target all enemies and the right directional button to target all allies. Finally, when casting magic from the menu, press either to target all allies. But finally, when casting magic from the menu, press either. Press either? Oh, whatever. If your inventory gets full, talk to Fat Chocobo in any Chocobo Forest. He will hold on to your items for you, but it probably won't matter because you probably got unlimited inventory in this Pixel Remaster, boy. Use Casal Greens to lure out Fat Chocobo where the smell of Chocobo is in the air. The man next to you is Naming Way. Talk to him if you want to change your name. That's right. Yep, Naming Way. There's these Naming Way dudes in this game. You know, I've always kind of got the feeling that, in a way, the naming ways replace the Moogles in this game. Moogles were introduced in the last game, Final Fantasy III, and they're not present in Final Fantasy IV. Well, hello. Do you wish to change your name? Yes, but actually no. Don't be a stranger. Oh, that's a weird way to do it. Yeah, unlike Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3, where you get your characters at the start, and you get to name them right at the start of the game, and that's their names permanently. They do this naming way thing. Final Fantasy 2 adds a wrinkle because your fourth party member gets yeeted until the end, and you have a revolving door of guest party members that they have to be the names, their canon names, until you get your fourth party member back at the end. But this game is gonna kind of take things. It's gonna be like this game is gonna be like Final Fantasy 2, with a revolving door of party members, but it's gonna be cranked to the next level. And that's why I guess that's why you can't name the characters at the beginning of the game, because you're not gonna have all the characters at the beginning of the game. And this is what they thought. This is what they thought to do to counteract that, but they come up with a better idea later on in future Final Fantasies that introduce new party members as the game goes by just being able to name them when you meet them, which is kind of cool. Something about that always think that's cool. Like, oh, you meet a character and a name pops up. Ooh, I get to name this character. That means they're a party member. Neat. Cameras contain save points. Use them wisely. You must make quick decisions in battle. Try slowing down the battle speed if you're still a beginner. If you're still a bitch. If you select active battle mode in the configuration menu, monsters will attack even while you're choosing items or magic. Change your formation by moving characters with low stamina to the back row. Select row from the commands menu during battles and press the left directional button to switch between the front and back rows. Press the right directional button to switch to defend and protect yourself. In order to use a weapon in your inventory as an item during battle, scroll to the top of the items list and select the weapon you want to use. You can switch weapons by opening the items list and pressing the change equipment button. Anyway. Ow, ow, ow. I hear the king and you boys are up to no good these days. Whatever it is you're all doing, keep Rosa out of it, you hear? Yeah, I didn't realize that was Rosa's mother until halfway through her dialogue. Get out of my way, fucking mother-in-law. Fuck you. Fuck mother-in-laws, am I right? Haha. Dancers wanted. Looking for limber, talented dancers. Interested parties apply within the management. Hey, are you a bad guy? You sure look like one. Fuck you. Fuck you, little girl. Just 50 gil to stay in my inn. Can't beat that. Sir Cecil of the Red Wings? I haven't done anything wrong. I'm a good citizen. I pay my taxes. You think you're funny. Fuck the police. Sight. I get. Oh, is that just to look at a map? Just no reason really for that map with the Pixel Remaster. You pay? But you're a Dark Knight. I cannot take money from someone of your status. So I'm just not going to sell you anything at all. Get the fuck out of my bar. Welcome. What can I do you for? Well, shit. I might circle back around. I should be well equipped. If you're journeying far, you must forget to take potions. Or you mustn't. You mustn't forget to take potions, antidotes, and tents along. Stay away from mess. Leave the village alone or something bad will happen. I know it. The door is locked. Ooh, potion, yep. Oh yeah. Just thinking about Dark Knights gives me the heebie-jeebies. But they're still pretty cool. No, I didn't spread any rumors about the king. Really? Say, I'll show you something neat if you promise not to get me trouble. Ooh. Yo! Yeah, I like that. You got me all flustered now. I can climb up the waterfalls like that. We're swimming up the waterfall. We're already so good at... We do start at level 10. Is this the highest we ever start? The highest level we ever start? In a Final Fantasy game. Sid's house. Cecil, can you tell my father to stop pulling all-nighters? Tiredness makes him so confrontational. He won't even listen to me anymore. What's more, he's been arguing a lot with the townspeople because they badmouth the king and the soldiers. He's trying to stick up for you and Kane, you know? Sid's just a good dude. The history of shipbuilding. Principles of Buoyancy. Buoyancy. Buoyancy? Buoyancy? I did it. I built a new engine. Birds of the world. Birds of the word. Cause bird is the word. Damn, Sid, you got your own place on top of this village? Just looking down on everyone? Nice. Ooh, okay, damn, okay. Had a little hiccup there. So I can't, okay, so I can't buy any of that, so all I can buy is shit in here. I'm not buying... Whew, Bill, oh boy. Not buying any gold needles, I'll tell you that. We're good on tents. I won't eat any of those. I'll go ahead and buy a couple Phoenix Downs. A couple antidotes. A couple eye drops. A third Phoenix Down and a potion. Fuck it, yeah. This should be part of the. This should be the same exact town, I would think. Yeah. How do I get to that hole in the wall? By using the bridge, I see.
That door on the far west side of town leads to an old waterway that goes right up to the castle, but it's been locked for years.
What? Yo? And there's a gold needle for us. Hell yeah. And a fourth Phoenix Down. And a fifth one. Damn, I just wasted all my money on Phoenix Downs. No, it's fine. We'll need... It's not a bad thing to have all those. Huh. Yeah, when I was fast forwarding through Pro Jared's part, I saw him out in the field collecting items. So I was cognizant of that. But I didn't know how he got there. I didn't know how he got there, and I was starting to, I was starting to think that I was just remembering it wrong. Maybe he was just in the water collecting items because I was not seeing a field anywhere to collect anything in. So I might have accidentally cheated a little bit. In a way. By tuning into Pro Jared. Because I really, I straight up don't know if I would have thought to take a left or a right to go to this town. I just wouldn't have thought. The king forbids you from entering the castle until you have delivered the bomb ring to the village of Mist. But alright, I'm going to end this one here. And I'll do it for this first episode. And until next time.